Hey everybody, Capt Andrew Glover here from the 934th Maintenance Group. I want to share with you real quick in this video about something called the PIWG, or Process Improvement Working Group. And let's face it, whether you've been in the Air Force for 5 years, 15 years, 25 years, or even 5 months, doesn't matter. We all know that there are things that we could do in the Air Force that would make us better, that would make us more efficient, that would give a higher quality product, right? We all know what those things are. That might be something in our shop. It might be something administrative, like how we process, I don't know, travel vouchers or something like that, right? There's all sorts of things that we encounter every single day when we come into work in uniform that we know could be done better. And in fact, we recognize that even in our vision statement for the 934th Maintenance Group. Right, our vision statement is innovative airmen and quality maintenance, right? And we know that the fight tomorrow is going to be different than what we have today. And we know that what has gotten us here today, right, our processes, the way we do things right now, it is going to have to be different if we want to be relevant tomorrow. If we want to win the wars of tomorrow and the next 5 and next 10 years, we're going to have to be different. So how do we get into that rhythm? How do we start changing things for the better? Well, one of the ways that we're doing that here at the Maintenance Group is through something called the PIWG, or Process Improvement Working Group. And what the PIWG is a group of maintenance group leaders, typically squadron commanders, chiefs. It's chaired by Colonel Rose. I kind of lead it from an administrative side, but it's open to everyone from the 934th Maintenance Group. We come together usually around the first Sunday of, or the Sunday of the primary UTA, typically around noon or so. And we get together and talk about what are the things that we could be doing better within the maintenance group. And we talk about things about how could we be more efficient? How can we improve the quality of maintenance and the quality of experience for you as the maintainer? We also talk about, are there processes that we could improve, maybe from an administrative side, that just make things more streamlined, make your job easier, and make it easier for you to go do your primary duty out on the flight line. We talk about all of that every single PIWG meeting, every single month. Now, let's say that you have a really great idea. How does it get bubbled up to the PIWG, and what do we do with it? Well, let's say you're down at the shop and you see something that's inefficient. You're like, you know what, this is something that's wrong. We could be doing this way more efficiently if we had this new tool. So as you think about that, right, and think about how you could maybe implement that in your shop, you go and tell your chain of command. Maybe it's your supervisor, maybe it's your squadron superintendent, and you let them know, hey, you know, there's this process we're doing right now, it's really inefficient, but if we had this new tool, maybe it could shave off a couple man hours for making this specific part. As you channel that up to your chain of command, that needs to bubble up to your squadron commander. Your squadron commander or your squadron chief and superintendent can take that to the PIWG meeting every single month, and we discuss that as a group. And we have an open forum where anyone can say, hey, you know, there's this new thing that we think we want to go purchase because it's going to increase our efficiency down at the shop. Right? And we talk about that as a group. We see, are there other resources maybe on base that we could use for that instead? Right? Does the Guard have something that maybe we could go partner with them to use instead of purchasing it? Right? We look at all sorts of different avenues to see how could we make that process more efficient in this example. And what ends up happening is sometimes we find really easy solutions, and sometimes they're not so easy. And in those cases when it's not so easy, that's when it really gets fun. Because we put together a bunch of taskings and we put together a game plan, really, of what we want to go do. How are we going to make this happen? Sometimes it starts out really slow. We do a lot more research. We try to envision and maybe do some trial runs to see how could we make things better. It's really important for you to know that this isn't just a bunch of leaders talking about great ideas and then leaving the meeting and going and doing something else. Not at all. We put together slides. We put together tracking devices that we make sure and hold each other accountable for, to make sure that we're actually making progress towards the thing that we're trying to go do. And when we run into a roadblock, we bring it up and we have either Colonel Rose address it, or maybe we need more funding, maybe we need another agency to come give us some advice, maybe we just need some better partnership between the squadrons. Whatever that is, the PIWG is there and ready to make all of that happen. So as we work through it in a PIWG, we bring all of these resources together, whether it's money, manpower, other people across base, other people within the Air Force in general. We bring all of those people together to make that process more efficient, more reliable, higher quality, or in general just more streamlined. How does this really relate to you? And I think this is the most important part of the video, because it's really easy to see, oh, okay, there's some people trying to work on making the maintenance group better, but how does it really relate to me? This is how it does. Right? You, down at the shop level, you know what's right and what's wrong. You know the things that are really inefficient that could be done way better with a new piece of equipment, or if we stopped doing this and instead we did this instead, you know that better than anybody else. We need to hear that from you. No idea is too stupid. No idea, doesn't make any sense. We want to hear any and every idea that you have to help make our Air Force, and specifically our unit, ready for tomorrow's war, ready to win tomorrow's battles. And so with that, if you've got a great idea, if you've got something that you've thought, you know what, I've always thought if we did it this way instead, it would be so much better. I want you to channel that up to your chain of command, or you can reach out directly to me, Andrew Glover. I would love to take that, and in fact, some of our ideas for the PIWG have come from, honestly, the very lowest levels, where they should be. We take all of those ideas, we put them together, and we come up with a really great product, whether it's a very easy fix or something that we got to work through as a group, but we overcome those challenges, and we've been able to implement some pretty cool things. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of an insight into the PIWG process, why we do it, right? Because we want to stay relevant, we want to be winning the next war in the next 5, 10, 15 years, and we know that we have to be innovative. We need you to be thinking about how can you make your shop better? How can you be more efficient? How can you have higher quality maintenance? What would it take for you to have a better process that makes you do your job better and gives you a better experience overall as a maintainer? Hope this informational video was good for you, and if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I'm Captain Andrew Glover. You can find me in the global. My number extension is 1322. Take care.